Welcome back, guys, to the next part of Dude Plays Dark Souls. First off, I have to confess something. I lied to you guys. Last episode we talked about the Grass Crest shield and how its design was the winner of a contest that FromSoft held. That is actually not true. I looked it up after I said it, and the contest was held and there were 4 winners, but the Grass Crest shield was not one of them. So excuse me for spreading some misinformation. Then I found out what the Drake Sword's buff is. It buffs magic and flame defense by 15 points. If I take it off, I should have 99 flame defense. No magic. Well, then today we are gonna visit the depths. So let's read the key one more time. Those banished from the undead berg eke out their existence in the depths, a damp lair with no trace of sunlight. Nearly half of the depths form a perilous, flooded labyrinth. So that sounds like a fun time to have. Well, here we go. So, if you are actually one of the 2 people that is watching these videos as they are coming out, I have some bad news for you. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are gonna release this week, so there will be a sudden drop in uploads, I fear, because Ultra Sun takes priority over Dark Souls. But I will try to record some videos in advance, so the wait will not be that big. Ouch. So in this level there's actually only one item I really have to get, and that is the large... ouch, dude, that hurt. And that is the large ember that I need to use to upgrade my weapons further. After last episode I actually did a little farming run, so now the Zweihander is at +5, and it now actually exceeds the damage of the Drake Sword. So very soon we won't be using the Drake Sword anymore. Ooh, doggos. Now here we have these lovely ladies. And I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed in an interview that these are female. Not that it matters. So, this lady here is actually a butcher. And I am almost certain that... Oh, come on, I needed that table to explain something, dumb dog. Anyway. I'm pretty sure the implication here is that these butchers around here capture and... what's the word in English? I guess... capture and farm undead for their flesh, and it's actually pretty damn disturbing, especially if you take the fact into consideration that an undead will just revive And they have some way to capture you again after you revive. There's the large ember. They're just gonna capture you and butcher you again and capture you again and butcher you again until you go completely hollow. Pretty fucked up. So let's take a look at the ember. Ember required for weapon ascension, yada yada. Nothing too interesting. It's actually a drop we can take down here, but we won't be able to get easily back up. Actually, do I have upgrade materials? Just gonna keep going. Damn. Doggo is fast. Here I can show off the rusted iron ring real quick. So now I can walk normally in water. There's not a lot of areas in the game where that is particularly useful, but there are some. That's why we got it. Oh, there he is.
You, yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me. Thank you. I would have been a supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly. I am Laurentius, or the Great Swan. I will not forget my debt to you. Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you. Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
Okay, he doesn't have a lot to say right now, but he's a very cool dude. He's gonna move to Firelink Shrine now, so the next time we will go there, we will talk to him a little bit. And as you can see here, he is actually a pyromancer. And he told us he is from the Great Swarm. And that's a pretty interesting translation from the Japanese name. Well, how do I put this? The Japanese game has English audio clips as well, but it has different subtitles. And in the Japanese version of the game, there is no mention of the Great Swarm, but instead he uses the name of an actual place in Japan, which I believe is some kind of national park. I don't know it on the top of my head. Did you see that godlike reaction time? Holy shit, I'm too good for this world. Anyway, yeah, he uses the name of some kind of national park where there are a lot of swamps, so name is still fitting, I guess. Then here we have a little choke equipment, the sack, bloodstained patchwork sack by the undead man-eating cook lurking in the depths. 2 eye holes have been haphazardly cut out. It is unexpectedly soft and comfortable to wear, but is probably near meaningless in terms of defense. Whoa! Oh, got me. You got me. Well, I just wanted to mention that I don't usually go through the depths. If you have the master key, the depths are completely optional. No, actually, I just wanted to show off the trap, you know. I remembered he was there. Oh, what's that little door? Is this supposed to be? Some kind of drainage system? Anyway. Let's just say there's more here. What are those doors? I wonder. And yeah, okay, I see ya. Now I'm at a pretty interesting threshold of health right now. Like, if I heal myself, I essentially waste a little bit of Estus. But if I take one more big hit, I die. So that's what I like about the Estus system in the game. It facilitates decision making. Do I want to go the safe route but waste Estus? Or do I want to wait till I take a little more damage so I can use the Estus I have to its maximum potential? These guys are actually more vulnerable to flame attacks. They are pretty resistant to slash and thrust damage, so they are a bit of a damage sponge. There's one thing I'd like to mention as we go through the depths. You will notice that there's actually some kind of ecosystem in place. Like on this level here there are all the slimy guys, and if we go a bit deeper there are all the basilisks. And you don't really find them together. I think that's kinda cool that there's some sort of ecosystem in place in a place like this. Makes the world that little bit more believable. Then here you can see in the rat's eye there is actually an X. It's the starting X of the bandit class, and somewhere in this room I think it might actually be this item. If you can find the bandit gear. So the bandit class has made it up to here. So here's a funny little trap. In some of these boxes there are rats inside. Don't ask me how that works. But it's a thing. Box rats. And I don't really know what these little slime thingies are. If they are gross. They're really gross. That's for sure. But what exactly they are, I do not know. Don't know if they are the slime creatures we fought before, but just smaller, like in a lava state. Ugh. Like gross stuff. Ah, there's a box rat. Damn. Frame rate taking a dump. The sewer chamber key. Let's take a look at that. Key to the sewer chamber in the depths. In any community, a few bad apples are sure to exhibit insatiable greed. If they were turned on that and banished to the depths, would they reconsider the race? Use this key to see for yourself. Honestly, I don't know what this key is talking about. Guess we'll find out together. There's gotta be a trap here. Alright. There's another one of those buff up guys. I learned my lesson last time. This time I'll try to take out the mobs first, even if they are buffed. Like I'll ooh! Let's make sure we survive this encounter and go back into the fight. Alright, wasn't that tough. Kinda overestimated him. But they are still the buffed rats. Oh yeah, if so down here is actually the boss arena of this level. And if I didn't take this guy out, he would have buffed the boss as well. And he would have continued to shoot projectiles down from here, which would have made the boss battle a lot harder than it needs to be. Yep, more box rats. Oh damn. Like in one of the early parts I talked about how ambushes can make the game more organically difficult. But this is kinda ridiculous, the box rats. Gonna try to restart the capture so to fix the frame rate. So I will see you guys in a second. Welcome back. Let's keep going. I actually have to be careful around here. There's holes in the ground and the rats run away in a way to entice you to start chasing them. Like, did you see that? He just walked over the hole. You're a cheater. A dirty little cheating rat. Like, we will go downstairs, but we are gonna do it in a safe way. Because there's some potentially very dangerous enemies downstairs. There's another hole you can fall down into. You can actually jump over them, but I don't really have a lot of faith in the jumping mechanics of this game. Ooh boy. he wants to go. Well. Damn. And as with most big creatures in this game, it's safest to try to hug their butthole. To avoid their attacks. Yeah, like, that's that's the thing about Dark Souls 1. You spend a lot of time circle strafing around enemies. Which isn't terrible. But yeah. Down he goes. Well, what does he drop? I can't remember. Humanity. So once again, it's implied that creatures that consume humanity grow unusually large. Do we wouldn't go down here already? I don't think so. I think we have a little more to explore up here. Did I come from here? Yeah, I think so, yeah. No, don't want to jump. If you listen closely, you can actually hear the basilisks downstairs. They're making weird clicking noises. Like, my computer just can't handle water effects, it seems. Every time there's water on screen, the frame rate drops drastically. Yep. So this is a time where a spear would be good to handle combat in narrow spaces. But hey, we have the Pancaker. 200-Chan finally showing off what it can do. How do I get downstairs without endangering myself? Well, I know one door we haven't opened yet. The one we got the key for earlier. So let's go in that direction. Did I go right here already? Yeah, I tried. There's that dumb rat again. Oh, these white wing thingies here are a really weird mechanic that didn't make a comeback for Dark Souls 2 and 3. And it disappears. So if anyone on your server uses a miracle, there's a chance that these white wing things will appear. And if you use a miracle in its vicinity, your miracle will become stronger. Yeah, this... that's it. Exactly. Need humanity. I think we can level up. So, well, we should at least light it. But if the thing is, if I sit down, all those enemies will respawn, and that's kinda pain. But I guess it's not too terrible. Yeah, let's sit down. Just to be sure. Because we might actually die against the boss battle. He's not really difficult per se, but he has a lot of health and he hits really hard. Oh. There's a lot of time to be making mistakes, and mistakes will cost you dearly. I guess. Ah, I know where this door leads. Ah, damn. I shouldn't have sat down at the bonfire. We would have soon opened up a better shortcut anyway. But hey. Not that big of a deal. Oh, damn box rats. Like, the damage isn't bad, but I build up toxic, which I don't really wanna bother with. Oh, come on. At least let me reach the boss with 5 Estus. Yeah, so now would be a great time to be a pyromancer. You know what? If I fall down, I fall down. Now let's go for a ride. And bam! Another shortcut opened to the bonfire. Oh god. Why firebombs? Good riddance. Oh, come on. Dumb pillar. So here, something broke out of here, but I don't really know what it could have been. Those bars don't look broken naturally, and there's this little friend creeping up on us, so burn. And there's actually an NPC down here.
Hi, Shemai. I'm a good day too. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them. I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
So he sells crystal weapons, which have high damage outputs, but they have really low durability, so you can't use them for long. And I think you actually can repair them. Then he sells his armor set, I guess. A strange helm from the ancient land of Xena, birthplace of the curious steel Autumnal. The two horns are believed to symbolize wisdom. The many medals are believed to symbolize glory. The gold bracelet symbolize a vanquisher. And the inlaid silver rings symbolize an explorer. So,
Well, that is a shame. But no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us. Someday. Sometime.
so yeah. He looks kinda weird. I think it's implied that he just wears whatever trinkets he can find in his travels. And I guess don't remember how you get him to Firelink. It might be that I actually have to buy something. So let's buy the bottomless box, I guess.
I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them. Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually. So I am willing to share some tips. If you seek anything in the catacombs, use divine weapons. repair the reassembling skeletons.
That's actually a very good hint.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
So does he give you more hints the more stuff you buy? Is that it?
I'm afraid I don't see.
I guess not. Well,
That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. We'll make another fine trade, of course.
yeah, I guess that means he will travel to Firelink now. More rats. I think it's interesting how the small rats all try to run away while the big rats aggressively attack you. Ooh, there's actually a little rat. Did you see that? So here we have a basilisks. And these guys are dangerous. If this bar down there that you saw fills up, I will die and I will be cursed and I will be losing half of my maximum HP. So that's something I definitely want to avoid. Is there anything down here? I guess not. I think you fall down here if you ride on the water slide. So yeah, the interesting thing is you saw the big eyes, or what look to be eyes. If I can position his corp correctly, yeah, I think that should do. Nah, you don't see it. Well, basically, those big thingies aren't actually their eyes. They have little eyes on their heads. Well, more normal eyes, I guess. So I presume those big eyes are some kind of intimidating technique that they evolved over time. No, we're not seeing it. You can Google it. I'm sure there's some great pictures out there of them. So, unfortunately, they like to travel in groups. So we have to be really careful not to encounter too many of them at once. Because getting cursed is the last thing we want. Let's try to bait them. Yeah, and I like that there are enemies that don't attack in conventional means. Like, I don't think they have any way of actually harming your HP besides cursing you. So that brings that little bit of variety. Eye of Death. Remind me to read that. Oh, 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 oh. Let's try to get a drop on these two. Oh no, they were free. Bamboozled again. I'm sure they designed it that way. You would have the idea of, let's get a drop on them. But then you are surprised by the third one behind you. And he's actually cornering me. Nope. I'm out of here. What a tense situation. Oh, I think that's the last one. Hit him. So, okay, I think we did it. Nope, one more. Ah, damn, he broke him. If you see that shattered dude on the ground. Oh, he's gone now. I think you can see one here. Ah, there. One appeared right now. These are actually... I'm pretty sure they are. That they are player characters that have been cursed recently, like other players online. Okay, so let's read what we got. The Ring of the Evil Eye. According to legend, this ring contains the spirit of the Evil Eye, a dark beast which assaulted Astora. The strength of the Evil Eye does not waver, and HP is absorbed from fallen enemies. There is another mention of this monster in Dark Souls 3, but it essentially just says the same thing. So this dark beast is never really explored upon any further. Then the Eye of the Dead, I believe it was called, is a covenant item of the... what are they called? Grave No. Grave something. Covenant Eyes, drink now. The dreadful eyes of death spread disaster across neighboring worlds. Phantoms lured to the host world may end up as victims, allowing the eyes of death to multiply and leading to further proliferation of pain. I don't remember what the Covenant is called, but essentially you in you place your sign down in another player's world, and then in that player's world there will stronger enemies will appear, and if they die you get a reward. But if they find your sign, they can invade your world and kill you to end the curse. This only works on New Game Plus players. So the Covenant never really worked. Like a lot of the Covenants in Dark Souls 1, the system wasn't really thought out all that well. This is actually something Dark Souls 2 had a better idea, because the main thing is, it's just boring. Like, you know that the other player has trouble now, but you can't see it, so it's not really that interesting. So in Dark Souls 2 they made a Covenant where you suck them into your world, I believe, and then they have to try to escape while you can use traps and enemies to kill them. While that was more fun for the Covenant participant, the victim was in a way too disadvantageous situation, so that didn't work out either. But it's kinda sad they didn't try something like this again in Dark Souls 3. The Dark Souls 3 Covenants are all very standard affair, besides the one that was added in the last DLC. That one's kinda cool. Oh, damn it. I just remembered something. If we were human right now, we would be invaded. And I want to show that off to you guys. So we are gonna return to the bonfire real quick. And let ourselves become human once again. Well, first of all, I gotta go pee, so I will see you in a second. Alright guys, I just saw that the episode is already really long, like about 50 minutes, so we will call it a day here and we'll see you next episode. Goodbye.